What's up? What's up? What's up, everybody? How y'all doing, everybody? And welcome back to another video, y'all. Welcome back. Oh man. So I guess it's been talked about. It done been analyzed. It done been discussed. It done been rumors here and there. It done been opinions here, opinions there. Everybody is analyzing the situation at hand, and it sounds pretty 50-50 to me, which will definitely make me go on to the point that I want to make in this video about Monique Samuels and Candiace Dillard, the Real Housewives of Potomac brawl. Okay, so everybody pretty much gave their opinions, and majority of what I've heard, as far as coming from the commentators and the vloggers, it's more of Candiace didn't deserve what she got, but it was more on, you know, she asked for it type of thing. Um, I want to just basically give my opinion on the beginning of the friendship on down to the altercation in its entirety. Candiace and Monique were faves of mine both, so I just want to make sure I point that out so it doesn't come off like I'm being biased, which I'm being biased anyway because it is an opinion of mine. Um, I looked at both women as hitting it off on such a great start, in my opinion. Um, do I feel like, um, Candiace didn't start off as, a friend to, you know, Monique? Candiace came off as a friend of Ashley's. And Ashley brought Monique on. I mean, Ashley brought, sorry, Candiace on. I don't want to say she brought her on, but I don't know how that really worked out. But anyway, through the pageant world, them two knew each other. Monique and Candiace hit it off very well, and I was rooting for that dynamic duo because both ladies, to me, were A1 in my book as far as being, being black women. No shade to no other race, but them being black women coming together, black women coming together, and just basically, having a genuine friendship, and it ain't all for nobody following the other. They really had a genuine friendship. When it came down to the situation as it built up, I did notice that when Ashley brought on Monique's situation with the drinking and spoke on her accident as being something that might have been caused by her having a few, more than what she should have. Um, I really think that the situation with Ashley being offended by Candiace's comments were her karma. However, it's I think that Monique might have went a little in too much on Candiace in front of Ashley, because Ashley was the one that was calling you out about your drinking, and you know, basically, questioning your mother's skills. Not saying your mother's skills, but just basically putting out there that you were irresponsible and you were supposed to be a mama. And long and behold, you had a miscarriage not too long ago before then. So it's kind of like, when Ashley went down that road with you, Candiace was like the one that had your back in that situation. And that's just my opinion, I really feel like Candiace was coming from a place of defending Monique when it came down to her basically addressing Ashley's drinking. I felt like, since you want to say this about Monique, let's talk about you sitting up here telling me that the fertility doctor, whoever you've been to, is saying that if you limited your drinking or if you don't drink at all, you basically you put more and more at risk of having a baby. So if you don't drink at all, I'm sorry, let me clear that up. If you don't drink at all, you have a higher chances of getting pregnant. You are able to um ugh, what word am I looking for? You are able to, your chances are higher to make babies. basically. So clearly, if you have to go to a fertility doctor, which means you had a fertility issue, and but I really felt like Candiace. I say that to say this. I really felt like Candiace was coming in a place of kind of like low key defending Monique of what Monique had to go through with the rumors of Ashley. So Candiace really went in hard on Ashley, and Ashley literally had to take back what she put out, and that wasn't a fun road for her because it really hit it at a time when she lost the baby. So it's kind of like her and Monique kind of like bonded over that situation, and I think that Monique really did open up herself afterwards to Ashley for whatever you know them both went through but I really felt like Candiace and well as Monique should have basically discussed, like Candiace, if you was taking up for Monique, you should have just told her that shit. Like, well, you know, after the first time Monique was going in kind of hard, which I'm gonna get to that. Well, I'm gonna get to Monique on that. As Monique was trying to basically check you in front of Ashley about how you was coming at Ashley, and you got to be a little more better than that type of whatever. I felt like Candice, you should have went on ahead and told her, well, shoot, I was defending you, bitch. Bitch, I was defending you. Because I ain't like how she said about you with your drinking and how she, was trying to ruin your reputation. How she was making you look out here in these reality show streets. Like, all jokes aside, but I felt like Candice should have told her that. But Candice is like, man, please, that wasn't your battle. If you ask me, I mean, Candice, that wasn't your battle. Now you got to get well. You know what I'm saying? It's like, friends or no friends, and this is a lesson to anybody, man. Please, if that ain't your fight, stay out of it. That's your friend, defend your friend, cool. But kind of let your friend know, I ain't like how such and such say that, man. I basically encourage your friend to do more about being positive and flying above the issues versus you going to back up your friend and you doing to your friend what that person did. You doing to the person that they did to your friend because it kind of backfired on Candice. It really did. Because and literally, in my opinion, like seriously, in my opinion, I really feel like Candice was low key taking up for Monique, and that's why she was coming at Ashley and so hard in the way that she did. Monique, it's like there's no way in the world you can tell me, even though she didn't tell you, that you kind of felt like Candice was taking up for you. But in my opinion, it's like, Monique, like, okay, I get it. If I'm being immature, if I'm not doing right, if like, come on now, we supposed to be girls. Like, have my back in public, but check me in private. Like, don't be putting me out there and then try to talk at me in front of this. Like, come on, man. Like, for real, like, if we gonna do this, if I'm gonna get it right, let me know where you coming from, but don't let me know where you coming from where it look like you publicly taking up for this bitch and trying to, and then you doing it in front of this bitch. Oh, man, you checking me in front of that. Like, at the end of the day, it's almost like, man, come on, Monique. Come on. Like, can we do this later? Can we do this shit later? Nah. So, I feel like that's what Candice was like, basically looking at, like, that's how Candice was feeling. Like, why you checking me in front of this damn girl? Like, I'm taking up for you, but Monique, you and basically you ain't communicating with your friend like you good. Me and Ashley ain't mad at each other no more. We actually bonded over the situation. And oh man, by the way, we kind of created a little bond behind the scenes because I mean y'all just loyal out of the blue. Personally, y'all just done got loyal out of the blue with each other. And I don't know where the hell that came from. But Monique, okay, to each his own. But I feel like that should have been a conversation you had with your homegirl. You should have had that with Candice. So Candice would have known to back the fuck off. But she was being the young little Power Ranger. Only for you to continue to check her, which was getting under her skin, and calling, and her snapping back at you, knowing how her mouth is, was just getting under your skin. So we go all the way fast forward down to the bickering, Lord. And see, I feel saddened for Candice because it's almost like Candice finally laid up off of Ashley's neck and decided to take information that she seen. And even though I don't know why the hell she took that shit to Giselle, like I don't know why everybody take the mess to Giselle. I really felt like that was bad on your part, Candace. Why would you take that to Giselle? But I mean, it's good that you were trying to do the right thing with the information by taking it, and not basically throwing it up at the table in front of everybody. But shit, you taking that shit from Giselle? That lady taking it right, really, personally. So I mean, you still kind of fucked up on that note. But anyway, you know, you took it to Ashley. You did the right thing. You explained to Ashley, you know. I just wanted to make sure that I brought it to you. You seen this, and I just want you to know, like, basically, I'm not like, regardless of what we going through, I'm gonna go ahead and do the right thing with this news. Now, am I gonna sit here and say that Candace kind of enjoyed being on that in that position on that side of the table with Ashley, and come to find out that this stuff is true, baby? Let me tell you something. Lord Jesus, you don't never put yourself in a position where you will sit here and have to eat some information coming from somebody who you know is enjoying your downfall. You hear me? Baby, see, that's why you don't put stuff like that in the universe. Because when you put stuff like that in the universe, you don't know how you're gonna have to pay that back. You don't know how you will have to eat it. You can't cook up and serve no heat, baby, and don't know how you're gonna have to come back and eat it. Okay. Well, anyway, so Monique, you looking at the situation like, oh Lord, here they go with this bud job again, and me and Candace already on bad terms, and you sitting up here lining yourself with Giselle, waiting on me to leave, and y'all telling Ashley come over here like y'all talking about me. I mean, yeah, I mean that's natural. I would feel like y'all was talking about me too, and y'all talking about me in my own house. Y'all feel some type of way. But once again, Monique, you should have just pulled Candace to the side and be like, look, we supposed to be friends. I don't know what's going on with us. You need to talk about this. What you got going on? Why is you acting like this? Blah, 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 blah. Casey could have told her, well, I ain't like how you been acting. Blah, 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 blah. I mean, could have led them to a conversation, but nope. Then after that, they just finally went on ahead and told Ashley, trying to, showing mercy on her ass, giving her God's grace. Okay. And then they end up going outside with the other ladies. Then they turn around, Karen, they end up in the thing, but they end up cool with, Wendy and Karen and Monique and Candace. Y'all in the basement or whatever y'all was in the part of the house. Y'all smoking it up, y'all cool. Yes, it was like y'all kicked back like old times, you know? And then you get to the point once again, Monique, you checking me in front of this girl. Then you want to go and do trigger words. Grow up, you childish and all. And let me tell you something about that too. Monique, I ain't like that coming from your mouth because first of all, how you gonna sit here and check her about being childish when you out here talking about dragging people? Baby, that's childish. Young girls sit here and say, oh, I'ma drag you. Not grown women. Not grown mature women. So to be honest, Candace was acting way more mature than you, despite whether she's a brat, if that's what y'all want to call it, because of how she was brought up. She was spoiled. But at the end of the day, to sit here let me tell you something. Despite it all, there is no excuse for no female to be sitting up here acting a fool in public. Because how you gonna sit here and diminish me, trying to tell me as a grown woman that I'm childish when you acting just as childish? Like on some real man, chill. Because that's almost like you calling me a B. That's almost like you calling me a whore. That's almost like you calling me a child and I need to grow up and all that as and I'm sitting up here over 30. Like that's just demeaning in all levels. Despite my actions, because guess what? What adult argue back with a child? Because if she was so much acting like a child, Monique, then you would have treated her as such. Then you would have been the adult of the situation. You wasn't. Y'all was two little girls going back and forth talking about dragging each other. And y'all had the grown women sitting back watching y'all two act the fool. So at the end of the day, Monique, you was out of pocket trying to call that girl a child because at the end of the day, you was being childish as well. And that's just my opinion on that. Who cares? So they get down to the winery. We're gonna go all the way fast forward down to the winery. Um, like I said, There was already built up anger between both women at this point. You know, Monique been feeling the animosity. Because when you was sitting there trying to check her in front of Ashley, she didn't like it. She had to come back on you because she wasn't finna let you down talking in front of the damn girl. So she had to come back in her old, her, her well known fashion. You know Candace, you know Candace gonna ain't finna sit here and this is how she defends herself. This is how she has to sit here and argue. Like she's really on a verge of not trying to be punked because people will probably accept her as lightweight. Okay? So she's not gonna let anybody come at her, Monique. And I'm sorry. She didn't let Ashley do it. She's not even gonna let you do it. So for you to think that you could have came at her any kind of way and she's supposed to pipe down, no, I'm gonna get hyped like I do everybody. So if you know how I get down, why continue to follow me up? If you supposed to be the adult. If you supposed to be the mature woman of it, if you right here trying to check me, check you. Okay? And we get down to the situation where both of y'all are arguing. There is no excuse for anybody to put their hands on nobody, and it is no excuse for anybody to be in nobody's personal space. But I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna start with Candace. Candace, let me tell you something. At the end of the day, you did get what you was asking for. You did. You did got what you was asking for. And to be honest, it was real cool and dandy when you was trying that shit with little Ashley. And her name was Ashley. I think her girl name was Ashley. She ain't one of my favorites, so oh man, I do mess with the bitch. But yeah, it was cool and dandy when you was trying that with Ashley. Until you got into it with somebody who is just right. Cause like I say, they say you keep going on with a behavior until you find somebody that you have what they call it, the right one. And you got the right one. I get it. You were going above and beyond and all this stuff like that, Candace. But when the heifer said she was going, when Monique said that she was going to drag you before, and you already knew that the tensions were high for you two, and y'all been saying it to each other for too long, eventually you would have wanted to at least take it to a point where if she's threatening to put her hands on you before, don't take nothing like that lightly if you know you ain't about that life. Don't take that shit lightly. Don't do it. But you did it. Shit, you did it, and you got the right one. You know, and I mean, it's unfortunate. It's real live unfortunate that you had to get, humiliated on national television because I can just imagine what that does to somebody's psyche to have to relive that. And it's for public domain, so there's no way you can erase that out of your life. And there's some footage, and you never know who will ever bring it back up, and there's nothing you can do about it. See, it's not like a lot of people speak on. I got jumped in front of people and all that. Yeah, they got the memory of it, but now unless they videotape that shit and it's like public domain where people can always pull it up or they could type it in on the internet and pull it up and all that stuff like that, man, you can get over that more easily, in my opinion. But getting a public, you know what I'm saying, being assaulted publicly and not have no justice behind that, I don't care what nobody say. Nobody can sit here and tell me how I'm supposed to get over that. Like, I got to constantly deal with the comments of people, coming. And they can use people can really use this and weaponize this towards this girl for the rest of her life being. It's the World Wide Web. It ain't going nowhere. So she still has to deal with it, even if she decides to publicly move on from it. It won't be nothing that she could escape it if somebody decides to use it against her. So people want to sit here and say, "Oh, girl, get over it," and all that stuff like that. Man, come on, man. Everything's a process. That's almost like you trying to tell somebody how to move on. You can't even tell yourself how to move on when it's something that is detrimental. You can only speak from a past situation, But if you haven't moved on from a past situation yourself, or if you have moved on from a past situation yourself, good. Everybody time and everybody process is set up completely different, okay? Your time and your process between you and your God, her time and her process between her and her God. There may be some things that she has not figured out yet how to get through. And I think people just need to be a little more considerate of that. Cause I mean, that's not nothing to really it's not easy to have to deal with something so public like that, you know? And but like I said, do I feel like Monique? I mean, not Monique. I'm sorry. Do I feel like Candiace had been a cause of what happened to her? Yes, I think she is definitely play a role because she could have piped down. She could have piped down just the fact that she's been threatened by Monique before with that. Monique has said numerous of times, "I will drag you," and sometimes you just don't take certain things lightly. But Monique, on the other hand, I love Monique. I did, girl. She was one of my favorites. Like I say, her, Candace, and Karen. Robin was too, but I had to, child, please. I had took Robin off I had to take her off my buddy list because Robin had just been a straight disappointment for me. But Monique, man, let me tell you something. I don't care how much you twist it, how much you say and try to say, oh, she hit you with a glass, she did. Man, it don't boil down that you physically attacked that damn girl through an argument. Y'all both was in each other's faces, so y'all can't see and use that she was in your space. You can't see and use that she threw anything at you because even if she did throw a wine, it was after you pulled her first. And it don't matter how you look at it, Monique, you have physically assaulted somebody. And if that shit there ain't childish, I don't know what the fuck is. You cannot sit here and tell somebody they need to grow up when you couldn't even control your emotions enough not to bring physical harm to someone. Ma'am, that sounds like a lack of self-control, and only a child will be expected to have a lack of self-control. There was no way because you was not on no streets, honey. You was not in no personal home. You was on candid camera. You were working. You were getting a coin. You were in the public eye of millions. And I don't give a damn how you look at it. You were a mother, you were a wife, and a future business owner. You had everything that you were trying to build and become of yourself with this show. And the fact that you're going to sit here and think that you're going to try to run a mothering program on Central Oils or whatever the situation may be. But what kind of reputation were you trying to build? Because that would have been in my mind before I would have sat here and let what you say, quote unquote, little girl. I wouldn't have never let this little girl get to me to the point where I'm jeopardizing my future behind this, my future endeavors. I'm trying to build me a career from the ground up. I'm trying to build an empire for myself. And I'm sitting up here on candid camera on the job acting a plum goddamn fool because I had lack of self control. Now, Monique, I'm sorry, boo, but you got to take that L for that one on that note. Because when it comes down to your actions on that, there was no excuse. There was no justification. And fortunately, you did not have to do jail time. Fortunately, charges was dropped. But I honestly believe that you should have got some type of consequences for that. Because there was no reason for you to put the hand on that girl. That was messed up. Like that wasn't cool at all. And I'm so sorry. Like I'm on both ends with it, but I just really feel like there was no excuse for neither one of these ladies to lose control in the way that they did. And and then here's the thing that baffles me too. When it came to the reunion, on part 3, when the husbands came out, Monique, you and your husband were bringing up something that you're claiming that your children can pull up years on down, saying something about him not being my daddy, or that you're not being the child's father, and saying that it was something that was plotted and everything. I'm gonna keep it real with you. Even if it was a plot, it didn't go through. There was no life to it at all. People mentioned things outside of the platform, but when it came down to actually being on the platform, it was not aired. So the fact that you and your husband brought it up again, like y'all are adding life to it. Y'all added life to it. You know? You should have sat back and waited to see if it was going to even, because guess what? Nobody wanted to know what the hell was going on. If y'all hadn't have brought it up and wanted to bring it up to attention, y'all sitting up here getting straighteners on this reality on this reunion about something that nobody even knew about until behind the scenes, unless we learned about what was going on behind the scenes. Now, if it was something that was on the middle of a shoot, it didn't air on real time, so we didn't know anything about it. At least I learned about it through the reunion. Truth be told. So some people, and I'm not speaking for everybody, because some people probably did learn about it around the show. But what I am saying is there was no episodes that I can remember that it was ever mentioned on the show as far as what aired. So in my mind, I'm like, Monique, come on now. Like, y'all bringing life to it. Y'all the one that's sitting up here having everybody come out with it, saying, oh, y'all plotted and it's just disgusting. And what if our children are? But baby, let me tell you something. Let me give you a reality check. You so worried about your son seeing this on your children seeing this on reality show, being able to be tormented by this. Well, what about if somebody sitting up here and bring up the fact that one of them children say, hey, this your mama fighting? My mama say people like this are gutter and trash. Now what you gonna say to your kids? Because baby, that was all on you. That ain't nothing nobody brought up. That's what you did. So to be honest, to sit here and stress about, we're worried about our kids, baby. Apparently, you should have thought about your children before you lost self control. Now, how you gonna teach your little girls how to maintain themselves as mature women? Because you wasn't being mature at all. And I ain't trying to be funny or nothing, but shoot, it seemed like when everybody sit here and say you got all these vloggers on payroll and stuff, I ain't trying to say you got vloggers on payroll, but it do seem like a lot of shit be in your face when people get in commentary. I'm just saying. Like, people are saying, yeah, you wrong, but girl, please, Candace deserved it. Or not Candace deserved it, but Candace, you asked for it. And that is true. But it just seemed a lot more like, shoot, it was in Monique's favor. Like, it was justification. You know, it was a reason. It was a Monique. You know, I get why Monique did. No, it's no excuse. It's no excuse, and it had absolutely nothing to do with anything on Candace's behalf. Because guess what? You're never supposed to operate off of somebody else's behavior because you don't pay for that. They do. So the fact that you made the move that you made, Monique, baby, let me tell you something. You better get it right with that girl. And I get it, you know, they say she decided not to go on the show. And I really believe Monique didn't go on that motherfucking show because Monique already knew what time it was. You know Giselle was about to gun for you. I don't know if that's really why. I ain't gonna say she was scared of Giselle or whatever. But baby, you know you just like I feel like what Funky Dolly was saying. Baby, you already know it's gonna be harder for you now. I ain't saying you shouldn't have came for Monique Giselle, because guess what, baby? It was all worth it. Giselle, woo, tissue, baby. Backpack. Oh no, notebook, 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 notebook. Giselle, OMG. Baby, I want to give you a hug. No, I didn't. No, I didn't. No. Yeah. You had to sit there and eat that. Ooh. But you know what though? I ain't gonna lie. Giselle used to them young girls serving her ass on that stage. Every time they have a reunion, somebody coming after her, serving her with her tea, baby. Ooh, serving her. So, child. But yeah, all just aside though too. But the reality is, yeah, Giselle was definitely going to make it hard for Monique. Monique was new in them streets, and they just really don't run around with the same circle. So I don't know. I'm not saying, but I mean, it's just a firm believer in God. So I don't think no man on this earth could downrate anything you got going on. They could sabotage nothing that God don't allow you to. So, but it would have been a lot coming Monique's way, you know. But it is cool. But I do want Monique do. I do want Monique to get it right with Candace. I mean, you did apologize. Cool, you did. You really did. But now you have to act on that apology and actually want to be want to move on from it and not use it as a reason to continue to justify your actions. If you're sorry, be sorry, please. Don't go back, don't go back on your apology. You just did it because it just looked like the right thing to do. Just, do it because it's what you're supposed to do. You know, understand that this girl was traumatized by that, and understand that even if she did put you in a position where you could have, like she put herself in a position to be, she put herself in a position to be exposed to being assaulted. She exposed herself, but that don't just that doesn't it's not connected to how you reacted. You know, how she acted is how she acted, but how you reacted is your fault. And I mean, I just, it's real bad, y'all, for these women. And then too, okay, when y'all sit here and speak on what white women got away with, that's what I didn't like either. I just want to speak on that. What white women got away with. Let me explain something to y'all. If Portia would have remained her composure, not let Kenya get her there, Portia wouldn't have let Jamie get to her, and Nene wouldn't have let nobody take her there. Candy, because when Candy didn't put her hands on nobody, but Candy did get to the point where she talking about she was gonna drag somebody, and then Monique, and then who else? Which one else one of us done sat there and put our hands on each other? Like those white women could have been the only ones on that Bravo platform, on the Housewives platform, Married to Medicine. That damn Toya and that goddamn Mariah. Like, if y'all sitting up here saying that these white women actually fought each other, damn whether they got reprimanded or not, we could have been sitting here looking at it and we could have basically spoke on it. We could have said, oh, look at it. See, they don't know. Same way they would have did us, and the same way they doing us, because they could do it and still do it. We just don't have the privilege of doing that. But what we do have the privilege of doing is being able to sit here and look at them if we haven't done it and be like, oh, oh look at them, ratchets. For once, y'all, for once. We could have sat there and looked at them, but now we can't really look at them because they are privileged. And the fact that they don't highlight a lot of their shit because they stick together. But when we do it, we can't sit here and point at the same behavior that we just didn't get away with. And now all of a sudden, we're using that as an argument. Well, we see the white women fight, but y'all don't look at it. Yeah, that's true indeed. It may be true, but baby, that argument is not sticking. Because guess what? We're known for acting a damn fool. Okay? So when we have done it, we can't point out the privilege that does it. That's doing it. Damn, that killed our argument. Because all us commentators, us sisters who are commentators, and all you ladies who are on the platform, all us could have been sitting there saying, look at this ratchet mess. They don't know how to act. That's what we could have did. That's what we could have did. We ain't had that many. So I mean, we in some shape or form we were able to conduct ourselves in a mature manner and being able to handle our emotions. But we. Shit. Got to take things to the damn. We had to take things to the streets. We had to. But you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and go. But I just want to get a little commentary on that, y'all. I just got tired of just sitting up here looking at the situation and nobody's not really giving, Monique the she needed to be, blamed for her actions, and it shouldn't have been blaming her for her actions and then justifying it like, mm-mm, mm-mm. And to kind of sugarcoat the fact that she put her hands on each other, and it's like she had physically attacked that girl because Monique knew Candace was not in the line of attacking her. So basically, you fought somebody who you knew wasn't about that life, and that's like bullying. And I'm gonna say I said it. That was bullying. Cause you knew Candace was not about that life. You knew that, Monique. You knew that. Come on, man. We got that instinct in us. We know when a female who the louder she get, the more we know she ain't about it. So for you to sit here and do that little quick little embarrassment on her, you really embarrassed yourself. And everything that you say here and said about her being childish and all that, baby, check you. Cause you were childish as well. And both of y'all are childish together. And now it will be best for you guys to really, if you can't mend it, let that shit go. Nobody want to hear about that shit in 2021 either. Nobody want to hear about that fight no more. Nobody want to hear that shit. It is what it is. Monique, you ain't no longer on the show. And in my opinion, I think you should have been reprimanded for it. I don't think Bravo should have let you come back. And that's just my opinion because of your actions. Now, some people may disagree with me. I don't care. It's my opinion. And I stand on it. But I do feel like I do feel like you should have been reprimanded. So I think you quitting was the best thing. I love you, Monique. Don't get me wrong, baby, but you got too much going on with you in your personal life that doesn't need to be exploited on this platform because you need to get that really situated, honestly. And let me speak on this too. Karen, I love you, baby, but for you to sit here and say that you went to the white man to get Candace help, it's like all these times she was going through that shit, you ain't seen that she needed help before she sat there and told your ass to go to that text message. Man, I'm sorry. I gotta disagree with Funky Dinita, man. That heifer wasn't trying to help her. She was offended. You know Karen ain't finna go back and forth with your ass. Karen going to hell to get at you. Candace said, you needed. Karen said, you needed help. So you run to Andy. Andy ain't no goddamn psychiatrist. Or you run to the Bravo therapist. She been needed help. Ever since she got attacked. She been needed help. But you didn't find the need to give her help after she told your ass to go to hell. Karen, please. You know you was doing, child, please. You was trying to get at that little bitch like, fuck it. Since you don't feel like I'm your friend in this shit, since you want to tell me to go to hell, I got something for your ass. I know how to get your ass out of here. Karen, be mindful. Be mindful, baby. If you see that sister down like that, and you seen that if you really felt like she was coming from a place of really needing help, then come on, man. You ran to Andy with that shit. Like, Karen, no, it's plenty of people you could have ran to. You could have talked to her mom. You could have reached out to her mom. You could have sat there and said something to her mama and say, I really do care for Candace. I don't want to see nothing happen to her, but she told me to go to hell, and she just really like tell her mama the situation, and her mama could seek the help. Like somebody could have helped her. Talk to her husband. It could have been anybody that could have got Candace the help. People who really care for her. But you running to people, Karen, who you knew didn't care for that girl. So for you to sit here and say you tried to get her help, Karen, please. And the way you went on about that shit, talking about I wanted help. Oh, baby, that's too much. Yeah, you putting 20 on 10 in that, honey. You ain't trying to help that shit. And now you trying to not publicly look guilty, so you had to go above and beyond to prove your little argument. I wasn't feeling that shit on Karen. But I still love Karen though. I love Karen because she slays the bitches, baby, with the reads, honey. Back up off me. I'm an old woman, but I'm a reader. I'm old, but I will blast you with your own shit before you blast me. And I love it. I love it. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and sign out, y'all. I'm gonna go ahead and sign out. I think I'm done. And for all those who don't disagree with me, thank you. But also, even the ones that do disagree with me, thank you. Like, your opinions are needed. I'm not just be respectful. We can all respectfully agree to disagree. Nobody has to sit here and agree with me. And just like what they all tell you, what commentators all tell you, if you want to express your opinion in a public forum, get you a platform and then speak your piece, okay? Because it ain't easy getting up amongst folks like yourselves and be able to speak our opinions. This is our comment on the situation. You ain't got to agree with it, but damn, just be respectful if you do disagree. You ain't got to come up here with all the threats and cussing and all that stuff. Like, come on, man. It's an adult platform. It's supposed to be an adult platform. So be an adult. Now, if y'all some children, yeah, this ain't got no business being no end. You got that way. Yeah. But anyway, y'all be safe out here, y'all. Happy New Year to everybody out there, man. I just wanted to be able to put this out there, y'all. I done seen too many commentators gave their opinions about the situation, but I just felt the need to get it off my chest for once. You know, I finally had to get me a little platform. This me recording this on my laptop camera. So I don't have a YouTube platform as of yet. But god damn it, I'm gonna record my feelings and I'm gonna put it out there one day. So, alright, y'all. Y'all be safe. And I see y'all again with another video. Peace.